You're tuned into Boxing UK. My name is Rack Noble. I'm here with the man himself, Kalle Sauerland. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing good. Last time we spoke was at the O2 Indigo professional boxing event. Today it's a bit different. Talk to us about the setup of today and how it came about.
Yeah, I mean, it's my first event in crossover boxing. It's the first event of our newly formed business, Misfits Boxing, together with KSI and my childhood friend Bams Taylor. So yeah, no, we're buzzing. It's I think the biggest crossover event that's ever been in the UK. Sold out O2 on Saturday. First pay-per-view on DAZN on Saturday in the UK, and exciting, meeting loads of new people, loads of different storylines. Little for me to do as a promoter because these guys can promote themselves. They're fantastic. They've got followers more than I've ever seen before in normal boxing. The card is stacked all the way through with big superstars in their own segments.
So you say this is the first time working with this Misfits promotion. Do you see this becoming a regular thing once every couple of months? Because for business, they must be doing brilliantly. You sold out the O2 on the first show. Yeah,
I mean, it's a great premiere. We roll on. In October, we'll be promoting probably in the UK, November in the States. There's a break in December, and we're back in January. All live on DAZN.
So these events, they're bringing massive attention to the public. Could it be possible we see down the line some of your fighters from the Channel 5 roster making appearances on these cards, fighting other professionals, just to bring in the exposure because there's such high viewers watching?
No, we're going to keep it very strictly separate. There's Wasserman Boxing and then there's Misfits Boxing. What we haven't done, as you'll see from the card, this is just crossover boxing. Wasserman Boxing, totally separate, and you know, it's completely different events. No, we don't want to mix it up. This is a very specific segment. I've been always very clear about that. I said I love this segment, but it is novice boxing. I just met one of the guys on the undercard, told me he's been doing it since 8 weeks. He's gone into camp and he's trained for this fight. Can't compare that, you know. So to mix them up, I don't like. I don't think it serves a purpose. You know, we've sold out the O2 for Eubank men. I can almost guarantee you that the 20,000 that bought tickets for that are completely separate 20,000 that bought the tickets for this weekend. I think there won't be many people who've got tickets for both. So it's a totally different world. It's a world you can't ignore, and no, we're delighted.
So just going back to the crossover, you sold out 20,000 for the Misfits show. The Eubank Ben show, that's another sellout. Just talk us through about that one, how it came about, and what are your thoughts going into it?
Well, Eubank Ben came about because it's iconic. You know, it's an iconic fight. It's a fight that we wanted to make. It's one that Junior wanted, one that Ben wanted it. I wanted it, Eddie Earn wanted it, and we managed to get it done.
So of course the fight's going to be at 156, I believe, or at the tail end of super middleweight, no, super welterweight. Is Eubank comfortable with making that weight? Because of course he's not fought that size before. Does it, you think it gives Ben an advantage, or does it give Eubank an advantage?
The fight's at 157. Eubank weighed into his last fight at 159. It was a 160 fight, he weighed in at 159. Is he comfortable? He's agreed to it. Is it comfortable to make those 2 extra pounds? Probably not. But he knows what he's doing. He's a pro. You know, he's not a novice. He knows his body. He's like meticulous in his preparations. So he'll know what he's doing.
Understandable. He's been a pro. He's been at the world level. He's fought before, so I'm sure he's comfortable making the weights. Just going on to another fighter that you managed. Filip Hrgovic had a successful win over the weekend. What do we look to do next with Filip?
He's mandatory challenger to Alexander Usyk. So on paper, Alexander Usyk's next fight is Filip Hrgovic. We all know that there's talk about the Fury Usyk fight. Obviously, we're not going to stand in the way of that. But either way, with the IBF, they're very strict. We saw that when Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko. They stripped him on the Monday because he didn't do the mandatory. So, you know, we'll either be fighting after that against the winner of that fight, if that fight happens, Alexander Usyk next, or a vacant belt. could be a lot of them. One of those three options.
After Hrgovic's performance on Saturday, would you think another fight to get himself ready, or do you think he's ready for the next fight to be a world title?
No, I wasn't happy with the performance on Saturday. I don't think definitely he wasn't either. It's a learning curve, but at the same time, he was an awkward opponent. He fought his heart out, Zhang. But Filip wasn't 100% on Saturday. It wasn't the Filip that we all know. And by the way, people saying, oh, the hype around Hrgovic, you know. Listen, the hype around Hrgovic, of course, we're his promoters, of course we hype him. But the hype really around Hrgovic goes on the scene, the insider scene of boxing people, experts, not us, his promoters. Everyone knows about Filip Hrgovic since about 10 years, since his days on the WSB, where he was sparring pros, David Hay, asked David Hay about Filip Hrgovic, asked Deontay Wilder about Filip Hrgovic. Don't ask me, I'm his promoter, I'm not going to say anything else. Of course I'm going to hype him. The hype comes from fighters who have stood with him in a ring.
So Hrgovic, you still believe he's still going to be a world champion, you believe, at one day?
Yeah, of course. I mean, no reason. Listen, we can talk a lot about the result on Saturday, but he threw 3 times as many punches as Zhang. The knockdown in the first round, if you find someone who can sit next to me and show me how that was a knockdown, I'll give you a house. Right? But ultimately, the opinions on Filip Hrgovic hasn't changed one bit. We all know what he is, El Animal.
And just touching on another fighter, high-profile fighter, Marius Bradis came up short in his title defense. Will he come again, or is he looking to wind it down now?
He's definitely not looking to wind it down. He's all over me every minute of the day. We're working, we're busy on it, and we're going to hopefully have something in place in the next couple of weeks, which we can announce.
And lastly, just of course, the fight of the weekend, AJ Usyk 2. What were your thoughts on it? How did you score it? And the post-fight reactions?
116 to 112 for AJ, for Usyk, sorry. And AJ, much improved. Usyk, it's fantastic, but he didn't up it the way I expected him to up it. He learns from fights. He didn't utilise the first fight, in my opinion, like I've seen him do before. Was he distracted? Was he not his 100%? I don't know. But he didn't do the things that I know Usyk does. He learns. And he didn't learn off the first fight. Was that because AJ did things differently? I don't know. I don't think AJ did that much differently. I just think he did it better.
And just lastly, of course, like we've already spoken on, your guy, Hrgovic, is now mandatory for Usyk. Do you see any chinks that could potentially help Hrgovic in becoming successful over Usyk?
Yeah, I see one big chink is that he didn't up it. I don't know. Is he, he's 45, is he flattened? Is the curve flattened? I don't know. For me, it was, of course it was a good performance, of course. It's one of the best boxers in the world. But did the performance show signs of slowing down? I don't know. We'll look at that. But, Filip knows Usyk and Usyk knows Filip.
Thank you very much for your time, Kalle. We'll see you on Saturday, and looking forward to more of these Misfits shows in the future. Thank you very much.